Hi, I'm Dani and I do Bowen therapy for dogs in Denmark, Western Australia. Bowen therapy for dogs is a form of soft tissue therapy, so it works on the fascia, which is the connective tissue which holds the body together. It goes from the tip of the nose to the tip of the toes. So Bowen is one of those therapies that actually works on the fascia directly. The Bowen technique just works to unravel that fascia and bring it back into alignment. So it can get sort of quite taut and twisted with wear and tear, like the hips and the shoulders and bits through the spine and whatnot. And so the Bowen works to release the fascia and bring it back into alignment for comfort, flexibility, better mobility. Sometimes you need to have like 2 or 3 treatments to really get things moving. So we say with Bowen, often 3 treatments are what sets the body up for a nice holding pattern with the tissue. So you go in with the Bowen move and you're asking the tissue to stretch and you're asking the tissue to hydrate and bring water in and go into proper alignment. But you need to go in again sometimes to remind the tissue, because the tissue can go back into its old holding pattern. Yeah, so the type of dogs that I work with can have allergies and skin conditions. They can have behavioural problems, which often stem from the fact that they're just tight and sore. So they can be reactive and cranky and grumpy because they're just sore. They've got reactive hips or they've got a sore back. Not necessarily. They could have past trauma. Yeah, a lot of the dogs have sore backs or necks. They might have had an injury. They could have spinal problems, spondylosis, neurological deficits, hip dysplasia, and cruciate is another one that Bowen can really help. Sometimes dogs can do a run of Bowen and actually avoid having surgery on their knees. Not always, but if they do need to have surgery, then the Bowen works in nicely with the post-surgery recovery. What we're discovering with medicine is we can't separate the mind and the body. It is one. And as you work with the physical body to release tension, you are also working with the emotional body as well. And there's the nervous system there as well. So dogs will often be a lot more chilled out after a Bowen, and owners may notice that they're less aggressive, they're less cranky. So you're definitely working in to the emotional body. And then the flower essences really complement that. So during treatments, I might be doing the acupressure or the Bowen, and then the owners are talking about, Sally here, she's got this past trauma, and as soon as she sees a guy with a hat driving a ute, she starts barking. And so Sally might have an old trauma from seeing a bloke in a hat with a ute. And so you can work, that's just an example, but you can work with the flower essence remedies. And there's lots of bush flowers for, anxiety and past trauma. I work with the Australian bush flowers and the bark flowers and the desert alchemy flowers, and I tap into the dog's energy during a treatment, and I do muscle testing to find out what they actually need. And I with the signs and symptoms that they're presenting and what the owner's telling me and what the dog's telling me via their behaviour and their body, I can sort of think of a few different flower remedies that might help, and then I'll just test it all kinesiology to see what's the best remedy for them.